All right, so now we are to Algebra Builder. So how would you work this, Jace? Do you have an idea how to work this one right here? What would you do?
You distribute the 3.
So the distribution property, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
So something like this, Jace, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what's that going to simplify to?
6 or negative 6x.
Okay,
And positive 15.
so we have the 4 here, and so we have minus 6x plus 15.
Would it be minus 15?
Is that going to be plus or minus 15, do you think?
Plus.
Plus, why would it be plus there?
Because the two negatives cancel out.
Okay, you got that? Does that sound right? Okay. And then we are still equal to, we haven't changed the right side yet, right? Okay, good. What's going to be our next step, do you think?
Combining x's and then combining the 15 and 7 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
Plus 6.
Yeah, so what you have here, you got 4 plus 15, so I'll just go ahead and write this as negative 6x plus 19. And that's equal to 6x minus 7, right? What next are we going to do? Are there different ways to manipulate the algebra on this?
You can add 7 to 15.
So let's go ahead and add here, because Victoria said that. And I just did it because she's the first one I heard say something about it. So we got 19 plus 7 is, what was it, 26? Equals 6x, okay. What next? Okay, Emma says add the 6x. Now what that does, now it brings our unknown over here to the right side of the equation. Does that bother you? No, it doesn't bother you. It bothers some people. I like, if I have a choice, I like having my unknown on the left side of the equation, but it really doesn't matter. There's another property of algebra involved here. What's the property where you can switch? Because we can switch that, right? We can just rewrite this as 12x equals 26. What's the property of algebra there? No, it's called the symmetric property of equality, right? Because it's a symmetry about the equal sign, right? Because equal. Okay, what next?
Yeah.
So we have x, and then can we simplify 26 over 12? How about 13/6? Does that sound right? Okay, good. Okay. Okay, next we have an inequality. What do you think for this one? Any ideas?
Add 7.
Add 7 to both sides.
So add 7. We started out the other one by adding 7 too, didn't we? So now we have on the left side 4x plus 5 plus 7 is less than 6x. What next?
Subtract 4x.
So we subtract 4x, and we can have.
You can do that too. I thought you already did.
And so what we're going to do, here's what we'll do. Subtract 4x, and we'll say plus 12, right?
Yeah.
Is less than 6x. Okay, what next?
Subtract 4. I mean,
Subtract 4 from both sides.
yeah, you didn't subtract 4 from 6x.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, right?
So
Okay.
those cancel out, and then it'd be 2x.
So that would be, these would cancel out, so you got 12 is less than 2x, right? Okay, good. Thank you for keeping on top of that. What next?
Divide by 2.
So we get 6
X is greater than 6.
is less than x, and that's going to be x is greater than 6, right? Now it says, show your answer graphically with set builder and with interval notation. Now, one thing I didn't get right, how would you show an answer graphically here? How would you do that? Okay, this is how you would do it. What is this here?
A line.
There's a line. What goes here? What goes on this line?
Is that like
Oh, you
open
do a
circle
circle?
and closed circle?
An open circle
Which way?
going
A la derecha
Is less than, so it'd be
o
left.
a la izquierda. Greater than 6, right? See, 6 is less than x, or x is greater than,
It'd go right.
x is greater, so right, So there's graphically, and what about set notation? Remember what that looks like? Kind of the curly brackets. X such that x is greater than 6. So that's set notation. We'll be doing some of that this year. And then interval notation, what's interval notation going to be? What's this? It's parentheses, 6, comma, infinity, close parentheses. So graphical, set builder, and interval. Okay, good. This one right here. What are we going to do on this one?
Wait, no, I put the 4s.
4 in the place of x. Okay, thank you, babe. Very good. Okay, so we can rewrite this as 3 times 4 minus 2 times 3 minus 4 times 4, right? And just work this out. What's 3 times 4? 12 minus 2 times, and then 3 minus 16 is what? Negative 13. And then, so we have equals 12 plus 26, and that's going to be equal to 38, right? 38. So 38, that's going to be our answer. All right? Okay, next. You didn't know how to do this
I
one?
didn't know how to do this.
Okay, anybody, what do you do?
I'm pretty sure I didn't do it correctly, but I treated it as if the letters were numbers.
Okay,
So I did, I divided by t, and then I multiplied.
okay, what you're doing is you have this thing right here, right? And what is this n in this? By the way, this is, I think it's Boyle's law, it's a chemistry law. PV, pressure times volume, equals nRT. T represents temperature. I've actually used this equation professionally. But, so what is that n and that r doing to that t? It's multiplying, right? So what are we going to have to do to get rid of multiplication? Divide. So what are we going to divide by here? NR. And so that cancels out that. So what is t equal to?
PV over NR.
Okay, so that's that one, okay? Did anybody get that one?
I did, but I took a longer route.
You took a long way around, so you move variables around a lot to get there. That's a good thing about algebra, that you can take a different path, and if you have the rules down right, you're going to get to the right place eventually. Wait till you guys do trigonometric identities next year. Okay, this relation here, is this relation a function? No, it is not. Because what?
Because they,
Because of multiple.
yeah, there's one coming out of the multiple.
multiple.
Yeah.
Zero.
And that's the vertical line test, right? If we drew this as a graph, this would fail the vertical line test. Okay, what is our domain of this thing? Okay, 1, comma, 0, 1, right? And what is our range?
Negative 2, -1.
-2, comma, -1, comma, 0, comma, 1. Okay, good. Let's go on to the next one. Footballs, word problem, footballs. What do we do with this problem?
It would be
Instead of an inequality.
an equation.
Or, I guess an equation, actually.
You know something, you can set an equation, but you know something, this is, and Atlee, I really do think this is more properly an inequality, because you're going to find how many, so it's going to be, so you can have less than or equal to, right?
$277.
Yeah, so less than or equal to. So let's do that. Like I wasn't even, because the other class we didn't catch that, but I think Atlee is 100% right on this one. And in real world, when you think about it, real world is more inequalities than equalities, right? Than equations.
Why is it, oh wait, never mind.
Because this is our maximum, right? So we can spend $277 or less. So what's going to go on our left side of our inequality?
22x plus 13.
So 22x. So Atlee has chosen x to be our variable or unknown, and we use the letter F in second period. Does that matter? Then what else?
Plus 13 for the shipping cost.
Plus 13. So then what do we have?
Minus 13, that's 264.
So 22x is less than 264, then, or less than or equal to, let's put it that way. Then what?
And then you divide by 22 and get 12.
So 12, right? So x is less than or equal to 12. So we will say our answer is going to be 12 footballs.
But couldn't you know that it's equal to since it comes out evenly?
Okay. Less than or equal to 12 footballs. What'd you say?
I said, wouldn't you know that it's equal to since it comes out evenly? Like it
Yeah,
comes
and-
out evenly?
Yeah, that's true. You know it's going to be 12, but until, let's say, for instance, now Victoria makes a good point, but let's say that the answer is 12.5, right? Wouldn't be exactly, but we would have to pick 12, so our real answer is going to have to be integer. Let's say we had 11.9, right? Then what would the answer be if we had 11.9? 11, okay? So you have to always think in the context of the problem. But yeah, she's right about that. I don't know, in the last class we just we made it an equation. It really doesn't matter if you have your mind right while you're doing it, you're going to come up with the right answer because you're thinking the real world while you do it.
Yeah, I don't know why I just did an inequality.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's really technically what it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in the blanks here. What do we have for the blanks here? What is the set of first elements in ordered pair or table? Domain. Okay, what's a value for a variable that makes an equation true? Solution. What is a type of problem that has sets of answers can be written in interval notation? Inequality, we did that one. That was our second problem. Quality. And then what is a relation has exactly one output, or every input has exactly one output? It is a function. I got a song called One Thing Depends on Another. It's a song about that. Okay, here we are, slope to,
217.
okay, 217, all right. So what we have here is, real fast, we have, if we add y here, right, we get, and then we subtract 4 from both sides, we get y equals 3x minus 4, okay, and then our x-intercept, we don't have that yet. Our y-intercept is going to be -4, our m is 3, and then our x values here, and then our y-intercept is here. We go up by 3, so 2 is going to be up by 3, 2, -7, -10. So we can find our, how do we find our x-intercept? If we set our x-intercept is where x is, where y is equal to 0, right? So 3x equals 4, so x equals 4/3, so 4/3, and then we graph it here at, we go to -4, and then we're going up here like this to 1, let's see, 1 comma -1, right? And then 2 comma 2. Wait a second, here's 4, I got it wrong here, this is it. So it's going to look like this, right? But it's going to be a prettier line than that. Okay, a couple really fast here. Okay, we're going to have -6k cubed minus 3k minus, I have 16k cubed, and then minus 40k, right? So we have -22k cubed minus 43k, right? And right over here, we're going to have 7x squared minus 14xy minus 2xy plus 4y squared, right? So we have, our answer is going to be 7x squared minus 16xy plus 4y squared. Okay, so that's it. All right, I'm going to turn this off.